Oceans cover more than 70% of the planet's surface and contain about 20 million tons of gold. Based on today's price of gold, that's worth about $771 trillion. But how can one collect it? I'm not talking about lost Spanish or pirates' gold. There is literally gold in ocean water, but the concentration is on the order of parts per trillion, making it extremely difficult to get. Pastor Ford Jernigan dreamed up a gold accumulator in the 1890s. A mercury and electricity treatment process was planned to extract gold from the Long Island. It was essentially a wooden box with holes in it that contained a sheet of solid mercury mixed with a secret ingredient. A wire attached to the battery ran through the mercury and electrified it. Jernigan sold people a weird electrified wooden box so they could get rich quickly by sucking gold from the water. Jernigan founded the Electronic Marine Salts Company and raised $1 million in cash, equivalent to $26 million today. It was off and running, building a large gold extraction operation in Lubec, Maine, far from their investors' watchful eyes. As early as 1898, investors began asking questions and requesting evidence that the plant actually worked. Henry Claiborne filed a patent for a method to extract gold from seawater in 19100, lowering the acidity to pull out dissolved ions, including gold ions supposedly, but Bohl never tried his device. Nobel laureate Fritz Haber spent years researching this in the 1920s and came up with what appears to be a legitimate centrifuge process. Still, he made a simple mathematical error early on, and this process cost more than you'd actually get back in gold. By removing electrons from gold atoms, oxygen leaves them with a positive charge, allowing them to form a complex and negatively charged cyanide. In 1990, researchers discovered that seawater contains around 1 gram of gold per 100 miles. The metal organic framework may extract gold from salt water. MOFs are clusters of metal ions connected by organic molecules. Their vast surface area allows them to absorb a lot and trap diverse molecules of interest. The surface area of a small piece of metal organic framework the size of your hand may be as large as a football field. These things bind ions, but many ions look similar. Given the small amount of gold you'll get out of the water, many don't think it's cost-effective. A long list of people have tried and failed to extract gold from the oceans, but they all had one thing in common. They couldn't economically extract gold from seawater. This massive amount of gold will continue to be extracted, and estimates put lost gold and treasure in the oceans at around $60 billion. More than 3/4 of the planet is covered by water, which hides undiscovered marine species and treasures lost. 60 to 70,000 years ago, sea crossings were recorded, and people began trading with other cultures as they explored and met. Ships were used to transport goods not found in their own lands and to transport precious minerals mined from the earth. Ships that never arrived fueled treasure seekers' hopes. 36-gun frigate Nuestra Senora de la Mercedes sank in 1804 while transporting silver, gold, and spices from Uruguay to Spain. The Spanish refused the British Navy's request to inspect the ship just off the coast of Portugal. More than 200 people were on board when it sank after losing a battle against 4 British Royal Navy ships. Survivors were only rescued for becoming prisoners. Odyssey Marine Exploration first in 2012. The Spanish government sued the exploration team, recovering 17 tons of silver and hundreds of gold coins that were theirs to keep. A touring expedition of the treasure and the shipwreck's history has been on display at several Spanish public museums since then, including the Spanish Naval Museum and the National Archaeological Museum. The SS Central America cruised between the U.S. and Central America in the 1850s. In 1857, the 280-foot ship experienced a hurricane off South Carolina. 425 of 578 people, and the ship drowned, along with 30,000 pounds of gold from the gold rush, causing a financial catastrophe in 1988. The ship of gold has been on treasure hunters' radars for a long time. Thompson and his investors argued over the $50 million gold, leading to his disappearance. Despite being apprehended, Thompson hasn't divulged where the treasure is. This may be the easiest way to harvest gold from the ocean floor. Maybe one day an investor or firm will discover a way to make it viable, but for now it's just a golden fantasy. That's all for today. Be sure to smash the subscribe button for more videos like this.